Hello, this is Nas Power. Hope you all are doing well. Today, my topic is CIDR, which stands for Classless Inner Domain Routing. So basically, you have a classful routing and classless routing. So in classful routing, as you remember, we have a fixed mask. For a class A, you always have 255.0.0.0. For class B, you have 255.255.0.0. Class C, you have 255.255.255.0. Now what this does is that it gives you basically in any class A, B, or C, it gives you a fixed number of networks and fixed number of hosts. So that's why it's called classful. Whereas classless inner domain routing, what it does is that you can tweak the subnet mask either to make more networks or to make more hosts. So you can play with the mask. So that's why it's called classless. So there are some old routing protocols which will only accept classful masks, but now nobody even talks about that. So basically, if you have a subnet mask, regardless of its class A, class B, or class C, you can tweak the number of ones and zeros, adjust it, and in this way you can get more hosts or more networks. So let's look at an example. Let's go ahead and put this down, 140.60.20.0. Okay, so as you can see by looking at, this is a class B address because the range falls between 128 and 191. So by default, the mask is 255.255.0.0. But in this particular case, it's going to basically give you number of hosts 2 to the raised power of 16 minus 2. As you recall, 1 is for network and 1 is for broadcast, which we cannot use. And the number of networks in this case, as you can see right here, first 2 bits are fixed, so it leaves you with 6 bits. So in this case, you have 6 plus 8, 14. So it's going to give you 2 raised to the 14. So that's basically classful. You can't really tweak this. This is it. However, in CIDR, what we can do is we can basically say, okay, in this particular case, I want more networks, right? So if you look in here, right here, you want more networks. If you look at the mask, so mask, let's say it is 255, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones, okay? And then you have second also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you have series of 0, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you have another set of zeros, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically, this 255 is all ones right here. This 255 is all ones right here, and then 0 represents right here, 0 represents right here. Now this is basically class full. Now I want to see, since this is only giving me 2 raised to the 14 networks, I want more. My design requires more networks. So what I can do is I can go ahead and steal, say for example, I can steal 4 ones from right here, 4 zeros, I'm sorry, and then I have 2, 3, 4. So basically, if you look in here, this part right here becomes network, and this is still host. So let's calculate the new subnet mask, okay? So this will right here stay 255, as you can see. This will also say 255. Now, in this particular case, let's look at it. you have, how many ones you have? 4 ones. So 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 60. That's 128 plus 164, 192, 224 and 240. So 240 and then rest of the 0. So this is what you have. Now if you want to calculate the number of hosts, it's going to be 8 plus 4, 12. So 2 to the raised power 12 minus 2. 1 for broadcast, 1 for network. We wanted to increase the number of networks because that's what our design requires. So look, we have 8 plus 8, 16 plus we stole 4 ones. So now we have 20 ones, okay? But the first 2 bits in class B are fixed, so we can't use them. So this is going to be 2 raised to power 8 plus 8, 16, 16 plus 4, 20. So you can't use the first 2 bits. So it's going to be number of networks is going to be 2 to the 2 to the 18. So earlier with class full, I was getting 2 raised to power 14 number of networks. Now I'm getting 2 raised to the power 18. Similarly, you can steal ones, make them zeros, and have more hosts. So let's look at another example real quick. So let's say we have 192, 168.100.0 slash 24, which is a class C. So I can write 255.255.0 as slash 24 also. So in this particular case, let's look at the first is 255. As you can see right here, 255. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the next one is 2552 in class C, right here. So I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm using right now the class 4. We will go ahead and steal the number of ones and make them 0 to increase the number of hosts. You'll see in just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then lastly we have 8 zeros. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the network design requires that we have more number of hosts. But in this particular case, if you look at traditional number of hosts will equal to number of zeros, 2 to the raised power 8 minus 2. Number of networks in this case is going to be 8 times 3 is 24, and we can't use first 3 bits because they're fixed. So it will be 2 raised to power 21. Now the network architect says, I don't need that many networks. I need more hosts because I'm getting less hosts over here. So easily we can come over here. We can say, okay, let's steal 4 ones. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically what I've done is that I have stolen 4 zeros from 8 ones, the third octet. So let's look at the mask, new subnet mask. It's going to be 255, 255. Now this one right here, first 128, second plus 64, third 1 plus 32, fourth 1 plus 16, 128 plus 64 is 192 plus 224, 240. So we have 240, and then last one, this is 0, so subnet mask is 0. So now let's look at how many number of networks and how many number of hosts we have. 8, 16, 20. So number of networks is going to be 2 raised to power 18. because 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 4 is 20, and we can't use first 3. So I'm sorry, this is going to be 17. And number of hosts is going to increase, and that is what the network architect wanted. So now we have 8 zeros plus 4 more zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, which we stole from the subnet mask. So we have altogether 8 plus 4, 12 zeros. So 2 raised to power 12 minus 2. So this is basically classless interdomain routing. You can steal zeros and ones and manipulate routing and come up with, number of hosts and number of networks. As you can see, default class 255.255.255.0, number of hosts for 2 raised to power 8. Now we got 2 raised to power 12 minus 2. So we've increased by 2 to the 4, which is 2 to 4 to the 8, 16. We have more hosts. Similarly, the number of networks for 2 raised to power 20, 2 raised to power 17. Now we have less number of networks. So in this way you can manipulate. Go ahead and practice yourself. Put in some numbers. Use this as a guideline. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you and have a good one. Bye.